It's quite obvious that our issue is consistency. We're 2-4 right now, and love to be 4-2 or 3-3, and so we're behind slightly of where we want to be. The teams that beat us were 21-2. The four teams that beat us, but you'd love to been able to sneak at least one more and be 3-3 at the halfway point. Uh, Perfect world, you'd love to be 4-2. And the discouraging piece is because I spent the last day watching all our cut ups from the last six games, and there's no reason that this team couldn't have been 4-2. But that's where we're at. It's inconsistency, and the whole goal in these next 6 weeks is to find a way to become consistent. These next six opponents that we're playing are all good football teams. Uh, they're very similar to us, and we need to find a way week in and week out to play our best football. When we play to our potential and we're focused and unselfish, we're a really good team. When we don't, it's quite obvious that it's either feast or famine. And I'm frustrated. Uh, and But frustration isn't going to get us anywhere. I got to get out of it. I will get out of it, and we need to take this one game at a time and find a way to have a really, really consistent next 6 weeks. And it starts this week with Buffalo, who's a good football team on the road.
You talked about the stretch from Michigan to Miami being one of the most difficult stretches to go through. How does the last 6 weeks of the season compare?
No, the whole 6 weeks were it was a major stretch, and um, there's times we played really, really well in that stretch, and times that we played really poor football. And that's the difficult thing right now, and the most frustrating thing with for us and our staff is you go and you play as good a football as you can play in this conference to playing that poor, and that is an item that I wish that I could fix right now. If so, we'd be 4-2 right now. But it is it's a challenge right now, and we got to get through it. We got to find a way to get through it, plain and simple. And we've got six opportunities to see if we can. If we do, we'll have a really good season. If we don't, it'll be a mediocre to poor season. So we've got a challenge, and let's see if we could push this rock of inconsistency over the top. And I've seen us play our best football in these last 6 weeks, and I've seen us play our worst football, and nothing in between, which is crazy, to be quite honest with you.
With two losses already in MAC play, I mean, just is it hard to just keep everyone focused and motivated? Is that something that is being talked about, or just
Can't control that. I'm concerned about these next 6 weeks. I'm concerned about you can't go back and change the past. I mean, we're 2-4 here, and just like I said, realistically should be 3-3. Um, Coaches and players of the year for 4-2. That's realistic. I mean, the teams that we've played, just like I said, are 21-2. But I'm not worried about. I already know the problem of the last 6 weeks. The last 6 weeks has been complete 100% inconsistency, and you could hear it in my voice. I'm not happy. Um, and the frustrating piece, just like I said, is I've watched us play our very, very best football that we've played here, and turn around and play our absolute worst. And that makes zero sense to me. So I'm not worried about the two losses in the MAC. I'm worried about Buffalo. I'm worried about getting consistent, and everything else will take care of itself. But um, that's not our issue. Our issue is consistency, and we have got to get over the top of that issue. And go ahead.
what kind of challenges Buffalo pose?
Oh, they're good. They're a good football team. I think they're the same record as us. I think they're 2-4. They're a good team. They're big. They're strong. We got to go a 6.5 hour trip on the road, and then after this last road trip, we finally get into a normal schedule where we're home and away, rather than being gone for the last. Feels like we haven't played a home game here in a century. But this will be a challenge on the road. They're a good football team, well coached, good scheme, very similar to us. You watch them; they played last week, fantastic football, and I've watched them play poor football too. So they're fighting the inconsistent battle just like we are. But they're well coached. They're a good team, and um, we need to show up. We need to show up and do what we are capable of doing. If we do what we're capable of doing, we'll be just fine. So, um, yeah, that's where I'm at.
At the midway point, I mean, is there an aspect of this team that you've been happy with so far this season? And what's obviously the inconsistency is probably.
No, I mean, shoot, when we play to our capability, we're good. And that's what's frustrating. You know, we played two of the best teams on our side. And whenever you, again, self evaluation on offense in particular, whenever I go to play 25 and Ohio U hasn't stopped us at all, and we're on play number 25, is the first time OU truly defensively stops us. That drives you insane. When there's 24 football plays at the beginning of the game that under your control and you're not finishing and making the plays that when they present themselves, it drives you absolutely insane. If we're sitting here in Ohio U has beat us the first 24 plays and just beat our tails all the way around the field, that's a different story. So I'm aggravated with our inconsistent play, and we need to get it right because our staff and everyone else, we work too damn hard around here 365 days a year. Our players do the same to not have consistent performances. And we need to get that right in these next 6 weeks.
What are some things you try to implement during the prep week to maybe force that consistency?
Well, I went through every self-evaluation piece known to man. We haven't done one thing different. Heck, when we go to pregame meal, we have the same exact food, same exact setup, same exact this. We've got to be able to walk into that stadium and do our jobs to our ability, and we'll be just fine. And not go into Planet Pluto, unfocused, guys doing stuff that we have never seen them do. That's got to end. And you could hear it in my voice. I'm not happy with it. I'm frustrated with it. I'm ready for it to end, and I hope our team is too. I hope our team is. And just like I said, when they decide that they're locked in and focused and they got their stuff together, they are damn good. And we've seen that. And we're at that point in the program where you either do it or you don't. And it's time that we start doing it these next 6 weeks. So that is our focus. I don't give a crap about being 0-2 in the league. Whenever you're consistent, all that other stuff will fall back into place. So our consistency is what I'm worried about.